Hey, everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I'm joined here by superfan Riley Goldman. This is the Week 10 recap of Jungle Talk, and it's a very, 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 very somber um day. I'm forcing myself as punishment. I'm wearing a Billy Price jersey. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm decided that this is my bad loss jersey that I will break out. So that's the jersey I'm wearing. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Hit the bell, subscribe. That's all we ask. It's a show by fans, for fans. Riley, tell them where they can find your stuff.
Yeah, on Twitter or whatever you want to call it nowadays,
Well,
at
at formerly
Sportsball.
known as Twitter. How's that?
There we go. At Sportsball with three L's at the end. Gonna start posting just general sports news that happens throughout the week.
I will give Riley some follows on X or the app formerly known as Twitter. So let's get into this. There's so much to talk about. This loss was huge, and we're going to get into
Yeah,
why it was huge. But we start out the game great. We go down the field. Burrow looks sharp, hits Irwin, great touchdown pass, and then like the next five possessions, we punt. Um,
yeah.
just a very disappointing, and I don't want this to be excuses. We have to give kudos to Houston. I mean, D'Amico Ryans had his guys ready to play. They came in with a specific game plan. They executed it. And we had our opportunities, and we'll get into this in the second half. We had more than our opportunities to win this
Oh
game.
yeah.
But for me, probably the biggest surprise was how bad our run defense was. This team supposedly
Yeah.
struggles to run the ball. They have this beat up offensive line, and and it was very timely runs. It wasn't like they ran over us for 250 yards, but on
I
third,
mean,
their runs kept them in second and short. I mean, we just did, and it's not just the loss of Sam Hubbard. I don't know what happened to our run defense today. I just
I
don't.
mean, Singletary having 150 yards may as well have been the offense going for 250.
Yeah.
Backup, second week starter. Obviously, he's a vet, so he's obviously been around, but still 150 and a touchdown, and they were easy runs. They weren't.
No.
He got 30 touches, but that's still uh, way too much per 5 yards on average. It was brutal.
No. So we'll run up to the first half. So first half, the other thing was I know the time of possession was almost even, but they had 13 first downs. We had 6. Um, and they were probably all on that opening drive.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
maybe we got one additional one. I don't know how many first, but that was it. We were on the books for 2 turnovers in the first half. First of all, the fumble on when they went for it on fourth down, even though that goes in the books as a turnover, it's really a turnover on downs. It's not a
yeah,
turnover. Okay. And then I really thought his arm was going forward, and that shouldn't have been a fumble. That would have been fourth down. They would have punted to us anyway. But we made no hay with those 2 turnovers, and
no,
they're kind of not turnovers. I mean, so I know that today on paper we won the turnover battle, but we really lost the turnover battle because Burrow threw 2 ugly picks in the red zone, one of them in
yeah,
the end zone. I mean, both of those could have led to scores. So, and those were real turnovers. So, I mean, in my eyes, we lost the turnover battle 2-1. Um, that's just that's just how I see it. It's one of those stats that it's just deceiving, but just lackluster first half numbers, and then the second half, run defense doesn't look any better, and it was situational stuff. We get them to a 3rd and 14 from the
mm-hmm.
45-yard line, and we give up the first down. It's like we've got to get off the field there. Just so I mean, I can go. I actually have more. So why don't you jump in and so they don't just have to hear me ramble and
I mean,
about how upset I am. And once again, I'm not blaming the Texans. Kudos to the
no,
Texans.
they had
Stroud
a great
played a
game.
great game. Stroud's the real deal, man. I mean, this is
Yeah.
and D'Amico Ryans is showing he's a really good coach. And they came in and stole one. And it's our fault. It's our fault.
I mean, the broadcasters were saying before last week's 470-yard game, he didn't break 200 yards throwing, and then we give him 350 this week. Yeah, he threw his second pick of the season, but Burrow threw 2 picks in this game. So, like, if you're throwing your second interception this late in the season as a rookie QB, putting up 350 yards on what has been a very good defense, that's legit. He's going to be a top 10 guy in this league for a long time. And he proved it today. I mean, coming 2 weeks in a row, marching down the field to put his team back in it and go for the win. Even with a backup kicker today, they still get the win, pushing down the field, hitting Dalton Schultz on that last drive wide open.
Yeah, but we started tackling the ball. That could have been a 50-yard field goal attempt, and we made it a 39-yarder.
Yeah.
So, not to mention, and we'll get into it, what happened to Trey Hendrickson at the end of that play. So, I mean, it was just, like I said, situationally, when we had breakdowns, they were at the worst possible times. We didn't get off the field. Then we had like miscues. Boyd dropped a ball on when it was our second possession of the second half, I think it was. Or it might have been our first possession of the second half, but a second down pass that would have gone for like 30 yards. Boyd dropped and it changed. We ended up punting when we're in a 3rd and 9. We seem to be in 3rd and long a lot today. And a lot of that had to do with our bad execution on 1st and 2nd downs. Like I said, we could never get the running game started. It would look like there was a hole, but then Mixon, it would close quickly. Just one of those things. And with all this said, we still had a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
We still had our
We
chance.
gave it away. The play calling in the red zone. First of all, we should have been running. Should have ran the ball on 1st down, not throwing where Burrow takes the sack. And then how do you then have a design QB run or what looks like a design QB run on 2nd down, and then we're stuck in a long distance 3rd down where, Boyd could have made the catch, but that's still in double coverage and a tough grab to make, falling, and he had the opportunity, but it's not on him. And then that's just horrible play calling at the end of a game when we were already losing, or we were tied at that point, but it was tough to watch.
You know what? And I was watching Zach's presser at the end, and there were a lot of people bashing Tyler Boyd. Cut Boyd, he's too old and all that. Guys, I know he didn't catch the touchdown pass. Usually he catches those. We got into field goal range because of a big catch and run by Tyler Boyd. So
he went for 117 today.
Like I said, this game really was lost on the 2 Burrow interceptions and our terrible run defense. But we end up getting the CTB pick, almost a pick 6, but we get the CTB pick and we get back in the game. And then it's just, like I said, the Boyd dropped TD. We had our chances. We had our chances to win the game today and just didn't. And then let's talk about the one of the last play. It was the last play before the field goal kick where we're tackling the ball. We chop 15 yards or 10 yards off that kick. So instead of being a 50 plus, it's a 39 yarder. Maybe he misses. He had never made a field goal outside of 50. I think 49 was his long. So we do that. And then the receiver, getting tossed back into Hendrickson's knee. And I don't know the report. I'm hoping he's okay. He did walk off on the field under his own power, but this is a short week. We need Trey if we're going to beat the Ravens, who lost today. So this is huge. And take this even further. it's another AFC game we didn't win. So we have one conference win, and that's against the Bills. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a team we may be in a tiebreaker with for a wild card. Well, they now have the tiebreaker against us. So not only did we not take advantage of winning this game, but we severely hurt ourselves on the conference and on the tiebreaker. So this is a huge loss. We talk about great teams need to win the games they're supposed to win. This was a game we were supposed to win. Even with everything the Texans did right, we still had our chances to win this game, and we didn't do it. We play run defense like this coming Thursday. We're not going to beat the Ravens. No, we're not going to go into Baltimore. It's not even going to be close. They're going to run the ball down our throat. And we had a beat up line with a team that throughout the season has not been able to run the ball, and we let them run over us. So and all this is on a short week. So I don't know if I know T might be ready. Maybe that's why we held him out this week.
Hubbard might be ready, but we need
Henderson. Trey's an important piece, and this is a short week. This is just like I said, it's everything I didn't want to happen. We talked about on the preview with Jake and Devin. We talked about how wouldn't it be great if we could just get one where we could rest some guys in the fourth quarter. Well, that was not the case here. So I don't know. I'm just very, very, very disappointed. And that's why I'm shaming myself with the Bill Price jersey, because I just feel like I just feel dirty. So I need to wear the Billy Price. But this was just a hard loss. So
I mean, it was said during the game, the Texans O-line has missed a combined 63 games in terms of their original starters on the season. Missed 63 total games this season. And we have one sack on the entire game. I don't care that we didn't have Hubbard. We have enough O-line depth or D-line depth. Hendrickson was in there for most of the game.
All the game.
The entire game till the kick. We just had no pressure.
Yeah.
We were bringing blitzes, and CJ was just getting the ball out.
Yeah. We kept sending pressure, and they were making plays. And then we would stay back, and like I said, they were one step ahead of us. Their play calling was better. I think Zach got out coached today. There's no question. 100%. So we dialed up. Like I said, we didn't get enough pressure on Stroud, and our run defense is disappointing. If you're not shutting down the run and you're not getting to the quarterback, you're not going to win a lot of games. And with that said, we still had a chance to win this game. So, Boyd could have held on to that. That would have been. It takes away the field goal opportunity. It doesn't mean that they don't get a long pass on us, but it takes away the field goal opportunity. Let's land on a couple positives, because there were a couple positives today. Not obviously with the outcome or with Hendrickson, but CTB got another pick. So it's another week with CTB. Dax Hill had a great game. He had a great first half too. So real impressed with Dax Hill and DJ Turner. They picked on him a lot today, but he came plays. I mean, we looks like we hit a home run with Turner, and certainly we have one of the top cornerbacks in CTB. So
100%.
So that's something positive. But going into this Thursday, right now everything hinges kind of on Hendrickson.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does. We'll cover this a lot. We do the recaps right after for you. We're doing this right after the show for you in the moment. While we're very disappointed, we still capture that, and we're doing that for you. And we'll do a preview. We're doing our preview on Wednesday afternoon, so we'll preview that. But you can't feel good going into this Thursday night game. You just even with the Ravens losing today, that was a late gift we got from the Browns, because it takes a team in first place and brings them back. So we didn't fall back on the total, but we're certainly did the Steelers win today? I didn't see the score of that.
I did not see. Yeah, they beat the Packers.
All right, so we fall a game back. We're still in the cellar. We were in there before based on tiebreakers. We're still in the cellar. And now we're chasing games against one back of Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
and the Ravens. But I can't even express just how disappointed I am because even at the end we had chances. Burrow driving downfield, like, okay, we're gonna get points here. And those two picks were they were more devastating. I want the fans to get off Tyler Boyd's back because this was a team loss. This was a team
100%.
loss. We did not play well on pass coverage. We did not play well on stopping the run.
Joe was not throwing well the entire game. He was floating everything. There was a lot of possible picks that just were not grabbed, but there were tons of throws that were off target, tips, and he just had no power behind his throw. It looked like he was throwing the way he did when his calf was hurting, but clearly his calf wasn't hurting because he was moving.
I think he was more about he was under pressure all day. Our offensive line did not do a good job. They had a couple defensive linemen that had career days today.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I mean, our offensive line's been playing well. We've been shutting down the run. Everything that I expected to happen, pass protection, us being able to run the ball, us being able to stop the run. It didn't happen. And good situational football, it didn't happen throughout the whole game. That's why I said, that's why when I point to, I said, this is a team loss. We can point to 100 things of why we didn't win today. And none of them, and not even include Boyd, not catching the ball at the end. So
one more positive note is that even though we are in fourth in the division, we were in fourth in the division going into this week, and based on stats, we were still in the playoffs. So we do not need to win the division to make the playoffs. We are still in it, even if the tiebreakers all suck. We're still in it.
Yeah, well, we won 4 in a row. We talked about Zach Taylor saying after the first quarter of the season, saying, hey, you were 1-3 in the first quarter. Well, we were 4-0 in the second quarter. We're not starting out the third quarter well, being 0-1, but we can still, get to 3-1 or 2-2 in this quarter. So we just got to do this, and we're going to have to string wins together. We don't have a lot of wiggle room. We just don't. It was nice to see the entire AFC North in the playoffs. I don't think that's the way it's going to finish out because a team like the Texans, will slip. Like I said, there's going to be other wild cards. So it just hurts. Like I said, this was one that this is a game we were supposed to win and we didn't win it, and we had our opportunity to do it. So
it's tough losing this one.
They can find you. What's that? Go ahead.
It's tough losing this one. Then we have 2 divisional games back to back. And then another AFC game as the fourth game in the next quarter.
If we had won today, we could have afforded a loss on Thursday and still, I don't know about the division, but we would have been in a much better position for the wild card. Now this makes Thursday night's game really, really important. Literally, we will not win the division if we don't win Thursday night. The division will be out of reach. So and like I said, this hampers us on wild cards. So this was a bad team loss. We're going to have to recover from it. So remind them where they can find your stuff.
Yep. On whatever you want to call the app that was formerly Twitter, at Sportsball with 3 L's at the end, just posting general sports news.
There you go. And Jake and I don't know if you're available. We're going to be filming at 2 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. So Jake and I and Devin will be here. We'll see. I don't know what your school schedule is.
I'll check my calendar.
Yeah, but I'll include you on the email. We'll be doing the preview on Wednesday, Thursday night football, and then we go into our mini bye before Pittsburgh. So, hold your head up. It's going to be tough watching football the rest of the day, but hey, we'll see you on Wednesday. Please, like I said, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Hit the bell. You get the alerts. Leave a comment. Tell us what your thoughts were on the game. And we will see you on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.